Hello, and thank you for joining me today on the short episode of the Private Investigator Experience podcast. I'm your host, Phil Little. My adventure started as a one-man Hollywood PI, and after about 5 years, took over West Coast Detectives International, which is today a 102-year-old global security firm. This takeover propelled me to a global security firm that operated out around the world and allowed me to learn about issues around the world that could affect us here in the U.S. After my exposure in Israel and southern Lebanon, seeing how terrorism was being used to try and change government, I realized that my biblical worldview would give me insight on how to deal with violence. I have learned that when I work an investigative case, I need to consider the best case study book there is. That's the Bible, in my opinion, on how to investigate and come up with long term solutions. This November the 5th, Election Day, and I hope you have voted and participated, not just for a political party or a candidate or personality, but which party platform best supports keeping our freedom of speech, religion, gun ownership, controlled borders, small government, and peace through strength. Then vote for that party, not for, and that platform, not for a candidate. I've been encouraged by many leaders across America calling out for people to break out of the bondage of just supporting and blindly following a political party. Maybe you've been involved like I have for untold years, but investigate for yourself, find out what's going on. So, the first thing I learned as an investigator is don't assume anything. Check out the facts for yourself and start with a blank slate. So many times we've been called into a company with internal problems affecting their business and bottom line. And then they would tell me, Phil, don't worry about this employee, that employee. Joe's been with me 25 years and Sam has been here 23 years. I trust him with everything. Took my theory of don't assume anything. And in many cases, I found out that Sam and Joe had been stealing for years from the company. So it's just the same way with our political selections. Let's not just assume that the party we've been supporting gets it right every time. As we apply that solution to selecting our candidates, remember, America is a big company, a republic, where we, the citizens, we're the owners of this company. And if we put an employee or employees who have their own interest in front of ours in running our company, well, this can have devastation beyond comprehension. This can cost us our freedom, folks. And that's not hyperbole or trying to create fear. That's a fact. I deal in facts, not hopefully or possibility, but what do the facts say? I've spent over 40 years investigating out around the world, looking at countries who've lost their freedoms to totalitarian rule. Their steps to losing their freedoms are being duplicated in the U.S. today, and they've advanced to the level of this election being one that can cost us our freedom. I've heard it said that by well informed people that this election has two different potential outcomes. It'll be one or the other. They use two stories from the handbook I use a lot, the Bible, to illustrate this. One was the city of Nineveh. It was a very evil, perverse society. If you've been around the church or Bible at all, you've probably heard about it. And God sent a man named Jonah in to call them to repent, turn from your evil ways, and follow about God. They did. And God gave them mercy and allowed them to flourish as a country for many, many years after that because they repented from the king right on down. Well, the other illustration that was used was of cities called Sodom and Gomorrah. You've probably heard about that. They were very wicked. The things that were going on in Sodom and Gomorrah, many of those are going on in our country. God called on Sodom and Gomorrah to repent. They didn't. And God destroyed those civilizations off the face of the earth. Today will tell us what our future is. If godly people show up, choose to repent, and return our country to what our founding fathers envisioned, God will have mercy and give us time. Remember, if this does happen, warriors, the warrior will not be over. We just won a battle. Those who want to control us and put us under totalitarian rule will rise up and try to do everything they can to stop and destroy God's leaders. Let's keep our hands to the plow. That's an old saying from the farm where I grew up, if you're not knowing what that is. Keep your eyes straight forward, straight ahead. Be ready to stand up against this evil from wherever it may come from, because we, the citizens, stockholders of this country, need to be watching. Another old saying from the Bible: know the state of your flocks and your herds. We, the citizens of this country, need to know what's going on. We need to be investigating what our leaders are doing and demand that everything is out in the open, not hidden. And we want to understand what is going on so we can guide our country. Let's be part of the rebuilding of America so that we can not only be a light to Americans, but a light to the world that we have been in the past. Let our overcoming evil give hope to those struggling around the world that are fighting off totalitarian rule. Please leave any comments on any of the platforms, any suggestions you have. And you can also email me directly at pi777@gmail.com. Would you help me by liking, sharing, subscribing? And you know the drill. Hit that notification bell so you'll know about future posts. Till next time, be safe. God bless you, your family, and may God bless America on this November the 5th, 2024 Election Day. See you next time.